And I was able to just go on here and watch videos on X without a fucking problem. And now I've got a fucking problem. Like, the videos don't show up. So, I'm just going to end the fucking stream. It doesn't matter. No one's watching anyway. No one's watching anyway because I don't have humongous tits. I don't have big tits that I'm showing. I'm not a bunch of fucking Neanderthals, you know, running around, humping people underage. I'm not trying to cause an issue in public and make people fucking upset and pissed off. You know, that's what people want to see, and I don't do that shit. I don't fucking do that shit. I refuse. I refuse to do that stupid kind of shit. If that's the kind of stupid content, brain dead shit you want to watch, then knock yourself out, because I don't do shit like that. I don't do that shit. I don't do that stupid shit. And then tomorrow I gotta waste anywhere from 2 to 3 hours of my fucking day figuring out why Verizon can't fucking manage their internet service. And then figure out why all of a sudden I can't watch videos and shit on here. Like X, you should be able to go to X. It's a window function on Streamlabs. You should be able to go there and watch videos with no problem. I've never had a problem before. Now all of a sudden it's a problem, but whatever. We can talk real life. I've got no problem with that. I can spend hours talking about real life. I can spend hours doing that. Because I am over half a century old and I have seen a lot. I've been through a lot and I've done a lot. I've learned a lot and I've made a lot of mistakes. The thing is, most people that watch things on Twitch are probably teenagers or in their 20s, and they don't care to hear about that shit because they think they fucking know it all already. And they don't. They don't know shit. You guys don't know shit. But I could literally sit here for fucking hours and just talk to you about life or anything. Ask me any fucking question in stream, and I'll do my best to respond to it with my thoughts, experience, and suggestions on it. I could. And we could start a journey. We could start on a journey here and talk about some things. We could. This would give me a lot of great more content for me to upload to YouTube. Like, I'm all for it, man. Even if it's just me talking to a blank screen, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm having a good time. You guys on Twitch or Kick, or even YouTube for that matter, would rather watch some stupid bitch like Nina Lynn run around, who I still think is a man, and steal shit, or a minor like this Neanderthal Rakai steal shit, jump up and down, scream and yell. You can't understand a fucking word he's saying. The only word you can make out when he talks is the N-word, because that's all he says is the N-word over and over. The kid has scammed people for thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. He's stolen shit. Been banned at least once, maybe twice. Who knows. But people love that shit. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can sit here and give you my political commentary because I know a lot. I've seen a lot. We've stated this already. I've seen a lot in my life. So everybody talking about what's going on today, you know nothing. You don't know nothing. You've seen nothing. Yeah, it's crazier today than it was 15, 20, 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago. It's a little crazier. But there were a lot of things going on in the past that would scare the fucking shit out of you today. Would scare the fuck out of you. And we'll talk about them. We'll talk about them. Let me get a beer. We'll talk about them. Let's go through the years. Let's go through the years. So I was born in 1973. Let's bring it up a little bit because I don't feel like sitting the whole fucking time. But I was born in 1973, and I'm going to bring this down here. There we go. In the corner. So you can see me bitching. I don't know what that is. Whatever. I was born in 1973. This cord can only go so long. Yeah, my profile is kind of rough, right? I don't have tits. I don't have a big bushy ass. Like, you know how the girls will go over and want to pick something up and they do this so they can show their ass off because they wear really tight pants? Not me. I wear sweatpants. Yeah, it says Old Navy. I don't give a shit. Nobody cares. I'm a general guy. I'm just a regular guy. But born in 73, so yeah, that makes me 52. I'll be 53. I'll be 53 this year. Well enough over half a century. Well enough. Half a century is 50 years. For those of you who can't do math or don't know, a century is 100 years. Half a century is 50. I am 52. Just turned 52 in November. I'm not telling you the date because I don't want people trying to dox my ass, right? The earliest thing I can remember is probably late 70s. 6 years old, 7 years old. And the earliest memory that I have when I was a kid, I have an older brother, is that we moved around a lot in the state that I live in. We finally settled on a resident in 1980, I think it was, or 81, when I was 8 years old. I remember the first house. It was a really big house, about as big as the house I have now. The second house was a row home, just a townhouse in a small town. And one of the earliest memories I have is we had a dog. He was a sheepdog. And he was white with dark blotches on him. His name was Patches. And they called him my parents named him Patches because he had those black blots on him, right? But he was a sheepdog. He was a very friendly, loving dog. And with those kind of dogs, once in a while you have to kind of shave their hair. Because sheepdogs get really fucking hairy. And you have to shave their hair every once in a while. So I remember as a little kid, probably around 6 or 7 years old, they shaved the bastard. And I was upstairs in my bedroom. And I get ready to come out of my bedroom to go down the stairs to the kitchen. And here comes this fucking bald-ass dog. He looked like a fucking... like a demon on all fours. He had no hair, except for his head. And he's running up the stairs. And he doesn't know any better. He's a dog. And I'm scared shitless. That's my earliest memory that I remember. That was in 1979. I was 6 years old. I remember that very well. Fast forward, my father, who worked for a company for 30 plus years, almost 40 years, he retired from that company. And they treated him like shit. He drove over an hour to work every day. About an hour and 20 minutes to work every day. An hour and 20 back. So he spent 2 hours, almost 3 hours on the road every day, 5 days a week for almost 40 years to take care of our family. My mother, my brother, and me. And our dog Patches. Patches died several years later. He lived to the ripe old age, I think it was about 18 or 19 years old, which in dog years is almost 140 years. You know, it's 130 some years. It's old for dogs. 7 years per earthy for one human year for a dog. I think cats are the same way. But he passed. But the townhouse that we lived in, I don't remember much of it other than that fucking dog. Now, this townhouse, the town that it was in, I go through that regularly, once or twice, maybe 3 times a month. And every time I drive through, I know exactly where the house is. And I'll drive by and I'll have memories while I'm driving, whatever. Fond memories. He eventually made enough money that he bought 12 acres of land in another town south of that town, a little bit south in the state. It was more of a country-like area. There wasn't a lot of homes, very few homes, and our driveway was about 1,000 feet long. 1,000 feet long. Yeah. So it was 1,000 feet. I'm lying. That's a lie. It was probably about 500 feet long. So 2 football stadiums, basically, or something along those lines. And it was a bitch as a school kid. You get off the school bus, you got to walk that long-ass fucking driveway back to the house. And in the morning, I mean, we had to wait for the bus. We got on the bus around 7:15 in the morning. So we had to get up at 6, get a shower, eat breakfast. Everybody got up that early. Get ready. Recover anything we needed for school or homework. And then walk for 10 minutes down the fucking driveway, it seemed like, to wait for the bus. Now, back then, the weather was a lot different. It snowed a hell of a lot more in the wintertime. Wintertime was literally from mid-October till about the end of March. We're talking 30 degrees or less. Not like today. Like today, it's currently 55 degrees. It's almost 60 degrees when it's on January 9th. Normally, back then, it would be about 10 degrees right now. So yeah, global warming, I get it. It exists. But snow was so bad back then. Snow would pile up. And this isn't a story about me saying, hey, I walked 10 miles with no shoes in the snow to get to school. There were school buses. We were transported. But it's like, yeah, right. It's like when it snowed, you would have snow drifts. The wind was bad. So it may have snowed a foot, but the wind drifts could be anywhere up to 3 feet. So we had to kind of walk through all that to get to the end of the driveway. And we're sitting there at the end of the driveway by the mailbox waiting for the school bus. And the snow's up to here. Now, I'm 6'1" now. Then I was like 3 feet, 4 feet. So the snow is like right here. And we didn't take shovels. We just kind of plowed through it with our hands. Cold as shit, freezing. By the time we get to the end of the driveway and there was nowhere to fucking hang out, we just stood there in the snow till the bus showed up. And there were no snow days, man. There was no such thing as a fucking snow day unless there was a blizzard. And back then, blizzards were like 5 to 6 feet of snow. Imagine that. Snow as tall as you. That was snow back then. Today, we barely see 3 inches. 3 inches. And I'm okay with that. Because it wrecks society when it snows a lot. It's hard to get to work. You have to plow your fucking driveway. You have to scrape your windows. You have to defrost everything. Warm your car up for fucking 20 minutes. And then drive through a neighborhood. And then drive through the roads. And deal with people who can't drive. I get it. I get it. It sucks. Yeah, that's when we first got the house. And he got a house. He bought, it was 12 acres of land. And probably 5 acres of it was manageable. You could build on it. The rest of it was woods. It was all woods. And my dad had this bright idea. He was going to continue working but have a Christmas tree farm during the wintertime. Yep. A Christmas tree farm. Guess who had to work it every day? Myself and my brother. And that's, every spring, summer, and fall, cut the grass, trim the trees, prune the Christmas trees. And when the wintertime came around, we were the ones that had to saw them down with a hand. No chainsaw, a hand saw, about this long. 2 hands, hand saw. Took a good couple minutes to get through the trunk. Trunks were like this big around, sawing through it. Lift that fucker up onto someone's roof of their car, and then tie it down. And all he did was sell the tree for $20 back then. So $20 back then, big deal. Today, that $20 is probably $50. $50, $60, $70. That's crazy shit. Crazy shit. And the mowers, there were no electric mowers then. This is early 80s, man. There wasn't, they existed. He didn't believe in them. So we had the old push mower that just had blades. So the blades didn't turn unless you pushed it. There was no motor, no gasoline, nothing. You pushed it, and the blades didn't cut and turn unless you pushed it fast enough or hard enough. Now, his Christmas tree farm was on 2 acres. 2 acres. So he bought 2 of those, and my brother and I would spend every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, during spring, summer, and fall, cutting that grass so he can make that money. I couldn't tell you how much he made. He probably made thousands of dollars every Christmas. And he used that money for Christmas presents for my brother and I. And I thought that was cool. Thinking about it now, it's cool. He put us to good use, but every dollar we made, I'm sure some of it probably went to bills or whatever, but that was for our Christmas. It was for our Christmas presents. Back then, we thought Santa brought everything, but it was really my father. My mom didn't work at the time. It was just my father. And back then was kind of the tail end of when single family, a family could live off one income. That was the tail end of that. I don't know how much my dad made, probably 40, 50,000. And back then it was good money. Today, 40, 50,000 is not good money. As we got into the mid-'80s, I think that's when the financial thing kind of changed. So my mom went out and got a job, and she worked at, if anybody knows, she worked at a company called Boscov's. It's a retail store. It still exists. It's been around for 50 years, 60 years maybe. She worked at Boscov's as a department manager. She loved it. She got out of the house. She got to do something with her mind and her hands. She was creative, used her intelligence. Meanwhile, my dad, it was an 8 to 5 job, so he wasn't getting home till 6:30. So the brother and I, we got out of school around 3:30, and the bus didn't get. Oh no, it's a lie. We got out of school around 2:45. And for those of you who don't know what that means, 2:45 is 2:45 p.m. 15 minutes before 3. So 2:45 or 3 o'clock, we'd get home from school, and we'd have the fucking place to ourselves for 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. My mom would work multiple shifts, morning shifts, evening shifts. So many days we would have the house to ourselves, and we learned a lot of lessons that way. We fucking destroyed the place.